Imagine this for a second. You're born with, well, absolutely zero power, utterly powerless in a really brutal time. What would it take? What sequence of sheer grit and circumstance could lift you from that absolute bottom to, real influence? A baron, even.
It's a huge question, and that's exactly what we're exploring today, looking through the lens of this amazing historical novel, La Cathedral del Mar, The Cathedral of the Sea by Ildefonso Falcones.
Right. It's set in 14th century Barcelona, a really sprawling story.
Exactly. And our mission really is to see how Falcones uses the life of one man, Arnaud Estañol, this incredible, turbulent life, to paint such a vivid picture of Catalan society back then.
All its customs, its challenger.
And it all revolves around building this magnificent church, Santa Maria del Mar. You really get to see how one person's fate gets completely tangled up with the whole city's dreams.
Okay, so to get Arnaud's rise, we have to start at the bottom. I mean, the very bottom. The book kicks off in 1320, and it's shocking. His father, Bernat, he's a serf, and he has to endure the exuius primatus, that horrific feudal rite on his own wedding night. It's just gut-wrenching. Really sets the scene for the kind of oppression people face.
It really does. It's this foundational injustice, isn't it? And it's what forces Bernat to make this desperate escape with baby Arnaud. He heads for Barcelona.
Seeking that special city law, right? The freedom clause.
Precisely. The promise that if you live there for a year and a day, you could become a free man, even if you were born a serf. So that perilous journey is all about liberty. It just frames Arnaud's whole life struggle against the system he was born into.
So they make it to Barcelona, but life isn't suddenly easy. Arnaud grows up working with the Bastellos.
The porters. Yeah.
These incredibly strong port workers who hauled like every single stone for the Santa Maria del Mar church. They were the muscle behind it.
More than muscle, really. They were a force in the city, a powerful guild.
Right, and then, adding to the hardship, Arnaud sees his father killed during a grain riot. It must have just, hardened him, made him fiercely independent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it shows Barcelona itself wasn't just a haven. It was this volatile mix, wasn't it? Huge opportunities, yes, but also riots, social tension. The Bastellos themselves kind of symbolize that ordinary people building something monumental, but also pushing back against the old powers.
It feels like a city on the edge, constantly shifting.
Very much so.
Yeah.
It's this crucible where old feudal ways met new urban power dynamics.
And this is where Arnaud's own story takes this incredible turn from porter to a wealthy banker. How does that happen in medieval society?
It seems almost impossible, doesn't it? The catalyst is dramatic. During the Black Death, 1348, this devastating plague.
Right. Terrible time.
Terrible. But Arnaud does something incredibly brave. He saves some Jewish children, and their grateful father, a very influential Jewish banker named Hasdai, rewards him. Sets him up, basically. Gives him a fortune.
Wow. So a moment of courage changes everything.
It does. But it's also about Arnaud, how he navigates it. Falcones paints him as shrewd, ethical, good at building trust. He doesn't just get lucky. He knows how to use the opportunity.
So he becomes a banker, then Consul del Mar, Prince of the Sea.
Yeah, a really powerful maritime trade official.
Yeah.
And then, through a royal marriage, not exactly for love, mind you, he even becomes a baron. It shows this complex mix, right? Personal ethics, historical events like the plague, smart alliances, all playing a part in climbing that ladder.
But just when he reaches the top, pow, he falls hard, the Inquisition gets him.
Yes, and it's brutal. Falsely accused of heresy, of all things. And the accusation comes from his own wife, Eleanor, who's deeply envious. It shows how precarious that high status could be.
So the system that lifted him up could also just crush him.
Exactly. But here's where the novel gets really powerful, I think. It flips the script on power. His rescue doesn't come from his fancy new connections.
No, who helps him?
It's the people from his past, his old friends, the ordinary folk, his adoptive mother figure, and even Sahat, the slave he once owned and freed, who comes back wealthy and orchestrates the whole thing.
Wow, that's loyalty.
It really is. It's a huge statement about community, about the bonds you forge through, basic human decency and helping each other. True wealth, the novel suggests, isn't just titles. It's that trust, that reciprocity.
Yeah. So the story wraps up with Arnaud, older now, about 63.
Yeah, towards the end of his life.
And he's there for the inauguration of Santa Maria del Mar, the church he literally helped carry into existence, stone by stone. He's with his wife, Mar, his true love, and their son.
It's a powerful, quiet moment, that church. It's not just a building, it's everything. It's the people's effort. It's Arnaud's whole life journey made solid, a symbol of resilience, defiance, community.
It's his legacy, built by hand.
Absolutely. From
Right.
powerlessness to this enduring monument,
Hmm.
built on grit, not just birthright.
So thinking about Arnaud's whole journey in the Cathedral of the Sea, what does it really tell us today? About endurance, about community, about fighting for something better against, well, seemingly impossible odds.
Well, I think it pushes us to ask, in any era, even ours, with its own kinds of structures and hierarchies, how much of our path is shaped not just by big events, but by the communities we choose to build, by those small, sometimes defiant acts of kindness, by just
Yeah.
sticking together. It makes you wonder, doesn't it?